epic matchup in front of us. Again, 5-0 complexity going up against a 4-1 FiT team. FiT absolutely needs a win. No question. If they lose here, they are done. And it will be team it goes to in complexity. If FiT wins themselves, then complexity, they still have a good chance of moving on. They'll just need to make sure to defeat Saishi, who is their next week's opponent, amongst other things. So FiT, not only didn't need to win here, they need things to fall in place, and we'll see how that takes place. On that note, the blind band's taking place. We got Jeremiah and Fade coming out for complexity, and then Tundra and Ophelia. So seeing that Fade ban there, Trev.
Yeah, again, I've been watching B-Kid, and he seems to be banning Fade a lot. As well as Jeremiah, as Moon mentioned, and I've said for time and time again, it's a very cheesy hero. And Fade is kind of that cheesy hero too. It's really annoying to play against, especially when you're a support player. Sometimes you just simply don't have that gold to spend all those, spend all that gold on those revelations, but it's necessary. So it's a very annoying hero to play against. And again, I've said it's been gaining a lot of popularity. A lot of teams are running it, so no question there. Hellborn, Tundra, and Ophelia, again, that's pretty self-explanatory as well. The locks do come out. coToolafon, I am very, very baffled by that, as well as a Midas Rampage. So
how about that?
Yeah, I think we're seeing more of a trollish style of locks here. We'll see how Bika decides to remedy this in the next two. I would assume something. He's either going to go completely safe here, like two safe heroes, or completely off the wall.
Well, see, the dangerous thing with that is, with them having the first pick, so sure, they'll get that Cthulhu perhaps. Say they go like two safe heroes, like your Luna, like your Bubble. So like Bubble's Tempest, exactly. Now, if they first pick Tempest here, that's giving FiT both Bubbles and Cthulhu, I guess, really isn't a necessarily top-tier hero by any means. Right. So I guess in that sense, it's not too crazy. But if FiT, my point being, if FiT bans another trollish-style hero here, like a Gemini, or Lock, excuse me, then they're going to have to choose from Midas, Rampage, or Gemini.
That's what they should do.
Is. So yeah, exactly. If you're FiT, this sets you up now to make a very powerful lock. And so that's where you could argue B-Kid perhaps should have instead gone with, at the very least, only one of the two good picks, and then a trollish pick to give FiT one of those. But it is going to be Wretched Hag, though, so FiT not having that same logic there, at least.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with you. I think more trollish style, off the wall kind of lock should have been there from Panny. Because then, not to say that Midas, Rampage, or X is, completely unplayable. Specifically, Midas and Rampage are unplayable, but they're a little bit harder to fit in lineups. We don't see them that often. But they do go with the safer Hag picks. We're probably going to see Bubble. I'm assuming Bubbles, Tempest, Hag, Cthulhu out of that pool. But now we're going into the bans. Nymphora, a very cheesy-ish style hero. Pebbles, Meraxis, the Dark Lady, and now Draconis banned now from Beacon, as Moon was mentioning as well. So there's still Magebane and Silhouette in that pool. Dark Lady is banned, and I don't agree with that at all. I could totally see Beacon first picking Magebane, especially with Fade banned. Yeah, that's a very risky ban right there, exactly. The reason why you don't want to ban Silhouette is because now that leaves open Magebane, you don't have and Draconis on top of that was banned. So really what we're now labeling as almost four of those god-tier carry heroes, there's only one option. So and with Fade being banned, and as you said, he's right-clicking. So it's adding up for complexity here to very likely make a first pick Magebane. And we'll see how FiT is going to respond to this if that happens to be the case. Of course, they're taking a little bit of time here, as they should. There's no reason to really rush into it. You do have plenty of time left, but the more obvious pick would be that Magebane. So I'm really curious to see how FiT perhaps responds to that. But you also talked about, or Moon Meander even in the pregame, ban more of that cheesy style of lineup, ban your Jeremiah, your Nymphora on top of that. So those are taken care of course, with those. But yeah, still not making the pick yet, so we'll see where complexity decides to go. Defiler, do it!
They are right.
They go with the Glacius. So I think they're thinking right now is that there's not so much support in that lock pool. So if you pick something a little bit more safe, like a Glacius, you're gonna have better setup lanes. And I do like this Polywogga Luna. I still think that complexity is gonna go with a Magebane or a Zephyr. They've been running a lot of Zephyr lately. It's been working out for them, but personally, I'm not a fan of the hero. I think he's very, very easy countered. He's not a strong hard carry. He definitely does snowball and farm very hard if you start out well, but I'm not the biggest fan. He still can work. Yeah. But yeah, nonetheless, complexity does like him, and they do pick that Magebane, so I agree with that completely. Now the next pick is going to be kind of a wild card. I have no idea what they could pick a whole number of things. I actually imagine Witch Slayer for mid. Okay, this is just complexity, standard complexity. Witch Slayer mid, Glacius Magebane bottom maybe, a Bubble Suicide top, and then if they don't get that Tempest, they'll probably do a Cthulhu font or something.
Yeah.
But it'd be really interesting to see if FiT takes the Tempest and the Cthulhu font. But things are still early, but a very, very strong lineup so far from Complexity.
Yeah.
Now, FiT has lots of options right here. And now, Wild Soul, I will mention, is not banned.
Yeah, there is on the pool. On that note, you mentioned the lack of support in the pool, lack of carries. I mean, there isn't really a carry in the pool when you come down to it. So now with that Mage Man pick, of course there is Forsaken Archer. Would you have to think maybe that next tier of carry possibility here for FiT, depending on where they want to go with this. But you also said Wild Soul could definitely fit somewhat of a role there too. So we'll see how FiT decides to finish it off. Again, they just like Complexity for a little bit. They're using some extra time when it's all said and done, so not too surprised. But yeah, the lock picking stage, that is going to be actually really interesting to see how that unfolds here with the two. But there you go, guessing it. You're doing a lot of good guessing here, Tralfamador. So
well, guessing, we're calling it, eh, Rick?
Yeah, some lucky guessing going on here.
That's just all I'm doing. I'm just guessing. There's the Tempest. I just guessed on the Tempest pick right there, too.
Guessing the next couple picks. Bubbles Cthulhu font, maybe. I don't know. No, probably not.
Well, now you're guessing.
Weird. See, I just threw that out there. See, I don't have any thought behind my guesses.
There you go.
So that is truly guessing. But yeah, so the Tempest out of the first pick out of the lock pool. Again, nothing too crazy there. Now we got the final two picks coming out for FiT.
I could actually see a Rampage Cthulhu font here.
Really?
Yeah. Like a pseudo jungler Cthulhu font with a Rampage Luna lane. Rampage would actually be very, very good with those heroes. You think he's kind of like a troll hero, but when you have lots of stuns on your team, he's actually very, very strong.
Rampage can lock down Mage Man with his ultimate pretty effectively.
Now the only problem with that, they do go with Hag. I don't know about Hag. I do love Rampage. I would have preferred Bubbles. Like they're gonna snap pick Bubbles here. There's no question. This is like cookie cutter lineup from Complexity. Just pick
snapping.
Pick Bubbles. Just pick
snapping. It's not happening.
Now, I will say they do like to run a Suicide Tempest lately and do like a somewhat of a tri-lane. That being said, they might do like a Cthulhu font. But no, there's Bubbles. That's very, very obvious. This is what I'm talking about with Complexity. Now, they're very, very strong. Their strategy is very sound. But it's so, we already know what they're going to do. They're going to go Bubbles top, Mageman Glacius bottom with the Tempest, and Witchslayer mid. Now, when you have that kind of information, you can really counter that. So what they should do, just find a way to completely crush the Bubbles with one hero. I don't think that they should throw Hag top because Bubbles will actually beat Hag. So find something. Wild Soul would be great. Rampage would be great, or Duel, anything. It's going to be very easy to crush the Bubbles. You could actually even man up and do some kind of tri-lane against Mageman because Tempest is actually very weak as supporting your tri-lane in the jungle there. So
do they have a tri-lane option though? I mean, if you look at that lineup.
If they did a support poly, they could,
yeah,
but it's being
true.
played by Jonasum fans, so probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know actually. That's why I'm kind of. Oh, it's gonna be like a support Hag. Look at that. He's buying wards as Panny actually. Oh wait, he didn't buy wards.
Just got wards. Yeah. Support Hag. Now that would be something, especially when they have a Polywog Priest on the team as maybe support. But no, it looks like
it's gonna be Suicide Hag.
Yeah. So sending her down there. But I was gonna say the other obvious thing from Complexity is, sure enough, as they're going to protect that ward spot, especially with them running that pseudo tri-lane bottom. Sure enough, they're doing that, as is FiT themselves, so both teams kind of protecting that ward spot, so very likely not going to see any camp blocking as a result of that. But yeah, so I mean, how do you think that's going to fare though? Sending the Wretched, I know you like to say a lot of the time, Wretched Hag maybe not necessarily the most powerful of tri-lane 1 versus 3 heroes. So
I think teams are too scared to man up and go against a tri-lane like that. Wretched Hag's going to get nothing. She's going to get absolutely nothing. If anything, she's going to just feed over and over against them. I mean, you have the blink from Mageman, which is she can also catch up after the Ice Imprisonment and the slow from Glacius. If Hag gets any bit out of position, they're going to capitalize immediately. And at the same time, so Mageman's going to get complete free farm, Hag's going to get nothing, and then you have a Tempest who's the fastest jungler as far as getting gold in the game goes. So you're going to have so many free farmers. You're going to have a completely gimped Bubbles top, but it's Bubbles. I mean, he hits level 6, then he's useful.
Yeah.
So I don't like the lane setup by sending Hag bottom at all. Hopefully he goes mid, and even if it was something like a Rampage solo bottom or even a Wild Soul solo bottom, that would be fine. But I actually think they're going to do Wild Soul jungle. Now that I look at their lanes a little bit closely, it just works out better for them to have that jungle Wild Soul. I don't really like it that much, but it does farm very fast.
Yeah, Rampage on top of that as well. I mean, he is theoretically, of course, with these lane setups, he should have a very good farm here to start off this game. Again, being played by Sequence for FiT. Now, we were going to talk a little bit about it, but it seems like we just got so caught up in the whole lineups that were being chosen. But talk a little bit more about Rampage. I mean, what makes him so powerful? Why does he fit so well, you think, in this lineup?
He does an insane amount of damage, actually. He requires just very basic items to be extremely effective. Things like, it doesn't really matter what boots you get. I like Ghost Marchers personally on him. And the stun ability and just the charge and the lockdown mechanisms, as you said, is just very, very strong. I just think overall he's just a little bit underrated. He dishes out so much damage, and he's got a lot of utility at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I really love the hero. Now, again, I really wish that they would man up and go against this Mage Bane. Maybe even do like a tri-lane with the support poly, but I know it's not going to happen now, seeing who's playing what. But I don't know. Hopefully this Rampage is able to roam around and doesn't try to get too tunnel visioned into farming, because you are not going to outfarm this Mage Bane Tempest. It's not going to happen.
Well, the funny thing about that too is not only are they going up against Mage Bane, so yeah, you don't want to get too tunnel vision. You're not really going to compete against that. But at the same token, you're Rampage. I mean, what better hero to really roam around than Rampage? Honestly, with that
exactly.
Q ability with the Stampede, it's just absolutely ridiculous. It allows you to go from one part of the map to the other in the matter of very, very little time compared to other heroes, of course, and it sets up what could be a very powerful gank if you do it correctly. So. Yeah, you would expect Sequence to obviously take advantage of some good farm up here, while not necessarily just camp up here and try to compete farm for farm with that Mage Bane, because, again, that would obviously be pretty silly. Both teams, though, again, as expected, blocking that ward spot. You do have Bubbles up here. He does have a ward, but obviously Aluna and Rampage are standing in the way and making it difficult. Moonmeander did already throw Shell Surf out there, and in fact, he does put the ward of sight down, but, again, it's not blocking anything. Just more of a vision purpose to give him a good chance of seeing incoming ganks, and while it's not necessarily the most aggressive ganker by any means, but you get that level 2 bear, you get the Entangle proc luckily enough, and all of a sudden you have a dead bubble. So we'll see if that can take place. But
this is very important actually. If RG Tiger is going to really play the role as how much success they get in this lane. Actually, they're going to put that courier there to block that pole right there. And I don't think there's really anything that he can do about it because he doesn't have his courier to give that vision. So they won't have that pole there for the first minute. And you couple that with the fact that Tempest gave Bubbles the deny up there, he's going to get a little bit of lane control. But as long as Archie Tiger is able to quickly stack that, and in fact, even if actually what they could do is quickly auto-attack this wave down and then have Archie Tiger pull that hard camp to that wave, that would be a perfect remedy to that situation. Maybe he'll do it. He's not going to do it. But that would be a perfect solution to that problem. So hopefully, though, he does stack that camp as soon as it does respawn.
Yeah.
And able to get the lane control back. Because if you look at bottom, Hag is going to get, again, as I said, nothing. Glacius is doing exactly what I said. He's stacking that. He's going to pull that, and then it's going to add some more experience for Glacius, who's not going to get really anything. And actually, Hag blinked, didn't really get anything out of it. A lot of damage coming out from Glacius. A lot of harass, actually, so a missed blink there by Panny, but he will end up being fine in the end.
This also goes back to the discussion we have every now and then with players playing certain roles and certain heroes. And Panny is normally more of your support player for a team like FiT. You're Nymphoia, you're Glacius, even your Luna. But this time around, Archie Tiger, of course, on that Luna Bitchwort support role, he's playing the Suicide Lane Wretched Hag. And I can't say I'm too familiar with Panny playing that role. So, and it does, and again, all these players are obviously great and skilled players, so it's not to take away in that sense. But as it stands, I'm sure you could vouch for this. There are, like you yourself, you can't play every single hero in the game perfectly by any means. There's just some heroes that you're going to play better as a result of just playing it more, getting the experience from them. So you got to kind of wonder, too, how much of an effect that's going to have perhaps on FiT here with him playing that Suicide Lane. Again, maybe he has played it more than I'm realizing, but again, I don't think Panny has that Suicide Lane. I think him as more of that Bitchwort support from what I recall at least. So
yeah, and this is really unfortunate what's going on in the top lane. This is why teams will lose to complexity in the top tier teams. Is they don't take consideration the lane control. Right now, Moon has already pulled 2 different waves into this hard camp successfully, and now he's got the lane back to him. He's going to be level 3, I'm guessing, after this creep. Yep, there he is. He's level 3, and now he's out leveling the Luna by so much. And this would be easy remedied if they actually just were able to stack that. Luna actually missed that stack. She could have stacked the easy camp right there, but didn't get it. And she's focusing too much on harass, but like I said yesterday, that should come second. What come first is lane control. Harass comes after that. And unfortunately, and you're doing it, see, Complexity is doing it correctly. Hag has absolutely nothing. Now, I will say it is a bit easier to harass in the Legion side than it is the Hellborn because of the availability of that pole that Bubbles has. But still, I mean, you just see the difference in strategy and skill. Like, Complexity just knows their shit. They know how to play this. They've done it, like Moon was saying. They've practiced and practiced, and they're very seasoned at that. And they're doing it well. They're doing a good job.
Yeah, it is showing off. On that note, there's this middle lane. We really haven't put too much thought into this yet, but a Witch Slayer versus Polywalk Priest. We do, of course, have B-Kid going up against Jonasm Fan here in the middle lane. So is that a matchup that you would expect Witch Slayer to win here? I
think it's actually very, very even. Both heroes, when they hit level 6, can really, really kill the other one. I actually think I give a little bit of an edge to Witch Slayer because he's a little bit better of attack animation. He's got more utility with all those stuns, and actually he's putting a lot of damage to that Polywog Priest. And so, B-Kid is actually winning this lane just a little bit, but it's pretty even.
You see a 17-8 Witch Slayer against a 14-4 Polywog Priest, so like you said. But that level 6 mark, and at this rate, Witch Slayer is definitely there to get it first. Now, there is some rune protection going on from the Hellborn team. You see Wretched Egg protecting the bottom. There's a Luna up top. Now they're going to lock down Witch Slayer a little bit. In comes a bear, and Witch Slayer is going to be able to survive this. Any entangle's not going to matter, though. The power throw comes out. And finally, we have a Bloodlust kill coming out about 4 minutes into this game. The bottom rune was picked up by Panny eventually, which, of course, was Regent as he blinks away with it, as Glacius was also coming to maybe steal it from her. So, good job right there actually coming up from FiT, and they do indeed get the Bloodlust kill in the middle lane.
Yeah, and that's good. And actually, I've talked a lot about how Moon's doing a good job lane controlling, but he's actually, I haven't been really watching, but apparently he's been missing a lot of last hits because he's had that pole camp that he pulled twice, and then he had that wave come to the tower twice, and he only has 3 CS, so must be missing quite a few last hits there. That's unfortunate. But the main issue is that he is getting those levels, and see right there, he pulls it again. And that's one of the things that is kind of good if you're Suicide in Legion, especially as Bubbles, because he has that great escape mechanism. And there he'll get the Catman. Actually, he missed the Catman there. See,
he's waking up still, Trow.
He's waking up, but this is very important actually. You gotta, and he missed that one as well, Moon. You're missing every CS, buddy.
Yeah, that is,
those are big CS right there. I mean, the Catman plus those Catman, that's like 160 gold.
That's a lot of gold. I'm just as shocked as you. You're right. I mean, the 3-0 creep score, not doing the greatest here as far as that's concerned. I mean, he's controlling it so well, but Hag's in a lot of trouble. She doesn't have any mana because of the mana burn. Gonna try to get away right here, but it's just not gonna happen. She's completely trapped in. Down she goes. And of all heroes to give a kill to, that's the last one you want. Hacks her in on Mage Main. Of course, picks up the kill onto Wretched Hag. So, yeah, really unfortunate by Hag. I don't know if you caught the initial part of that, but I'm guessing she just blinked into a pretty bad spot. And, of course, if you use that blink on a middle lane in the meantime, we do see a kill happening as Witch Slayer taking out Polywog Priest with a silver bullet. Happening so quickly. I apologize for missing that, but Graveyard into the silver bullet, the quick kill coming out.
Yeah, he was able to hit, just his positioning is a little bit easier to get that ultimate off on mid, so good job by him. But the main issue here is you got a level 1 Hag, you got a level 4 Bubbles. Hag is 0-0. He's feeding first blood. It's a couple of things. It's one, it's really that Hag is just awful Suicide. I mean, she's really, really bad, and you should know that. I mean, their lanes are so obvious. I don't know. Hopefully they'll learn something from this, but just. I think it's so much smarter to actually go against the lane.
Yeah, they have a chance to pick up Bubbles, remember.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly. And they have a free farming Tempest and now a free farming Magebane who's just, his farm is just going to skyrocket. And for what? A free farming Rampage? I mean, Rampage, like I said, is great, but should he really be free farming in exchange for Magebane's free farm? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But they are applying some pressure in the mid lane. The Boo Boo is there from Probusk. We haven't really talked about him, but he's been just kind of doing his own thing in the jungle. Did go for the early Ghost Marchers, actually, on Boo Boo. The wards come down, but some defense is actually being posed here from the mid, from the Legion side. Both Tempest, Glacius, and Witch Slayer all around mid. I think they're just going to try to go for the deny. That'd be huge if they could get it. Oh, that was very, very close, actually, from Chessie. He almost got the deny. Would have been pretty huge.
Well, you could tell Probusk, too, with the bear, he actually stopped canceling the auto attack at the last second, waiting to make sure to get the last hit with it. And again, with him doing so much damage because of that ability of his on the level 3 of the bear, it was able to take it out. So, yeah, very, very close. But it is a kill, though, for the Hellborn team, and that's much needed for them, of course. with the way this game has been started. But yeah, you're right. Pro Buzz going wild, so he's been doing his own thing, but actually he's doing very well today. He went the early Ghost Marchers. He now currently has, well, he just bought something else, or yeah, he's delivering a boost to himself actually.
Okay.
He doesn't have his ulti just yet, despite being level 6. Is that a problem? As actually at the top lane, we do see Moonman in a little bit of trouble. Gets ultied on. Tried to show us every way. Not going to happen, though. We see the bash auto attack coming up for the sequence. Any port's going to be coming in. Maybe they're still down from the middle lane, and we see their sequence finishing them off. But at what cost? Right here, in comes Witch Slayer. Does not have the silver bullet. It's not going to matter, though. The Mana Rift even used by Magebane, and to help get the kill right there onto Rampage. So sure, a 1-for-1 exchange, but Rampage, diving quite a bit right there, and Moonmeander was able to survive long enough to get the counter kill, actually.
Yeah, I can actually tell just the way that sequence was clicking that he's lacking a bit, or just not used to the delay from the server. He's pinging around 200, which actually about 180, which really isn't bad, but he just is maybe not used to the server because he was just kind of clicking on nothing. Like he wasn't re-targeting his hero to attack bubbles.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just the fact that he wasn't quite ready for the take cover. When you do take cover and your attack is on him, it'll reset your attack to an auto attack. So if there's another creep nearby or something, you will not attack him. So you have to constantly spam that A click to reapply your attack. And he didn't do that there, and he was actually kind of just like in limbo there for a good 2 seconds or so. And I feel like he almost could have done a little bit better job there if he had to reapply that attack quicker and then got away faster. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But the game is actually surprisingly even, despite how friggin' farmed Magebane is.
Yeah. So the stats say that, but yeah, is it really that even? Polywalk Priest in the middle lane, easily comboed down. Just 4 heroes against the one. Aluna was there with the Emerald Lightning stun, of course, but it just wasn't nearly enough. Between Witch Slayer and Tempest, there's just too much CC coming out from this. So a big kill there in the middle lane. He did have a double damage rename inactivated. Did Polywalk Priest that, as of course he still has his ward's cooldown, so he's going to be resurrecting here. Maybe going to be enough to try to protect this middle tower push, but a very aggressive one at that. The Elementals, which are level 4, I want to say. Yeah, those are level 4 Elementals here. Coming out from Chessie, playing that Tempest, and a lot of damage coming out as a result of that. You see Aluna going to go for the 9K LG. Yo, just a little bit too early, so the tower will go down in favor of the Legion team. However, a counter push happening up atop, but they need to be careful about this. You see the support coming in, Rampage and Wild Soul, they are going to start falling back now, and they will be fine. But what do you make about Wild Soul, by the way, about not getting his ultimate just yet?
I think it's fine. He doesn't really need it that much, especially since he did go level 3 bear, so he's already going to have that extra damage on the tower. No real aggression coming out to gank him. Like if there was a Fade, Parasite, Andromeda on the other team, then I would say, yeah, maybe get that ultimate because you might get ganked. But there's no real early aggression coming out, so it's not really necessary. He might even get it right now, or he'll get his wild ability. I don't see him leveling up his bear. Yeah, there he does. Go ahead and get the ultimate. But yeah, I actually really agree with this build here. Normally, you want to see that early Mach, maybe even first item Mach, or the Alchemist Bones. But here, I think he realizes that despite the fact that he is Wild Soul and he can carry 12 items of the game, at the rate the game is and the lanes were set up, they're not going to outcarry this Magebane because he's going to have such an early rune cleaver. He's actually very close to it already. Yeah. So he's going to have to go for more of a battle, like early game battle type build of Wild Soul, and I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and on that note, there are a couple of items worth making point of here in this game so far. On the Legion side, of course, you got your Ring of Sorcery on Tempest, perhaps a Portal Key in the making for him. Maybe going to finish off the Steam boost first, though he has about 1,000 gold saved up, so we'll see. In the meantime, hold that thought, though. Top tower push coming in aggressively. 4 players are here. This tower easily going to fall. Again, you see Booba, just the damage he does being level 3. Against those towers. So that's where the Hellborn team is shining a little bit, as they should be, and as a result of that, look at the gold. I mean, it's practically identical between these two teams. A slight experience advantage is in favor of the Legion team, but again, it goes back to what you're kind of saying before. As far as the stats go, it is saying it's a very even game, but how even really is it when you look at the big picture, especially with that Magebane Haxorin doing his thing? He has 464 gold per minute, 470 gold per minute now. He doesn't even have that Rune Cleaver yet, and oh, shocker, the camp is being stacked. The Ancients are already double stacked. I'm sure going to be triple stacked by the time he has it here. That's just going to even jump up more. So when is the Hellborn team? Again, it's so early on, so I'm not saying that they should have already been doing this, but where is that mark? Where is that key of using Rampage? You stressed this. He's been farming a lot at this top lane. He has yet to use that charge to gank another lane. He has yet to be to another lane for that matter. Is that a big deal at this point?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, Magebane's farm is just going to take off so exponentially if it hasn't already. And actually, that was an image. I was like, what is Paulie doing? But no, it's just an image. as the real ones up here actually in the observatory for Legion side. And Hag has actually bounced back quite effectively in levels and farm. You got to attest that to the fact they did push that tower very early in the bottom lane, and then they didn't actually pull the wave there to the stacked creep camp. Actually, where Magebane is right now, and I feel like they could have done that earlier, prevented a ton of farm or a ton of levels happening on Hag. She'd still be like level 3 had they done that, but you know, it's not the biggest deal in the world, as she's actually kind of tied there with gold per minute with Moonmander playing that Bubbles and the respective role. But Bubbles is just so much more effective in team fights in general.
Yeah.
Hag, there's potential to miss the Bat Blast. It doesn't even do that much damage early on. She's very, very item dependent. Bubbles is none of that. Bubbles, the ultimate is, I mean, yes, it scales in a little bit more damage and stun duration, I believe, yeah, for the ultimate. But it basically does the same thing at all levels. Like, you hit level 6, you got the ultimate, holds him in place, done deal. Yeah. It's awesome. The silence, you don't need, you know, it's just, the hero is so good, doesn't need items, and that's why I think that hero is a much better candidate for a sort of suicide hero than Hag.
Yeah, and that you said it at the end there with the silence. I mean, a lot of people think just Kelfield, the ultimate from Bubbles. We talk about that. You know, just needs the levels just really for that Kelfield, a great team fighter. But the Song of the Sea, man. I mean, at level 4, that's a 3-second AOE silence around you that you're doing as well. And of course, it synergizes so well because of the Shell Surf port and eventually perhaps that portal key. So yeah, very, very effective. But again, look at what FiT is doing. They're going to push yet another tower down here at the bottom lane. Rampage was here. He's actually taking the creep wave behind the tower to make it very easy on the rest of the team. So, you know, FiT strategy, they do got something going. It's not like they're just blindly going into this and just saying, you know what, Magebane's free farming, we're just going to panic and do nothing about it, because they are doing something, maybe not as expected, but you know, pushing towers. They got the 3 initial towers down. They do have a slight goal lead. Granted, the experience is still in favor of the Legion team by quite a bit. And Magebane, man, I mean, he's got that Rune Cleaver. He's actually in the Hellborn jungle right now, cleaning it up. But Rampage, 1,700 gold saved up. He did go Helm of the Black Legion first. You see Magebane blinking away right there. But Rampage, how much of an expert on Rampage are you? What should he be going for next year?
For an item?
Yeah,
I would say Bulwark, but that might be going to Wild Soul. But Wild Soul's pulling up a little bit more gold, so maybe he doesn't go for the Mock. Generally, you almost always want to go Bulwark, but if he doesn't go for that, he should go for a Shrunken Head.
Oh, we see a port in right here.
Oh, no.
No, misses the Graveyard Stun, though. Panny able to blink away in time, so not the greatest portal key used by B-Kid right there. And as a result, the Hellborn teammate turns around. You see the charging Rampage. He's going on the Witch Slayer. Witch Slayer in a little bit of trouble. In comes. Oh, but he blinks away at the last second. Very good timing there by B-Kid. So went from a poor portal key to a great portal key. As Polywalk Priest, though, ward trapping Franzi. Of course, playing that Glacius, and he gets caught out. And now maybe a top tower push going to come with this. Granted, they don't have those wards, of course, but they got Boo Boo. That's really what they need, as well as the 5 heroes up here. So FiT may be able to make a move right here, get another tower even, depending on the situation.
Yeah, and actually, when I think about Glacius, is only level 5. They really could have abused those pulls more, and he could have actually soaked up a lot more experience than he did, and that's very unfortunate. With the start that they had, he should really be a lot higher level, but he does die there. That's unfortunate. B-Kid, not the greatest initiation right there,
Yeah.
Especially right when you buy your portal key right that, and you want that surprise factor. You got to get those that proper initiation off, and now you gave it away. Now that's actually, I was going to say before that happened, that this could be the turn of the game where things go really downhill for FiT if they get caught off by this this newly purchased portal key from B-Kid. Because when you get items and have that surprise factor, it totally changes the pace of the game. You end up like dropping 3 kills or so because you didn't. Oh, I didn't know you had a portal key. Damn it! And I've been there in Skype. I know it. But he missed the kill, and that's actually huge, very, very good for FiT, because now they know how to plan accordingly, and now they have this ward up by Archie Tiger. They're going to spot B-Kid.
Oh, no.
And so
Sequence is in a lot of trouble down here. You just look at the mini-map. There goes the jump. Tempest coming in. Now, I was going to say, as Rampage, I mean, he's trying to get away, but it's not going to happen. There's no way that he's going to get away right here. Glacius coming in.
Bulwark and a TP.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's not going to happen. He could buy a Bulwark, you're right, but he has 2,100 gold. He's not going to do it, though. He's going to get taken out. So more of just trying to stay alive right there. Meanwhile, at the top lane, though, look what the Hellborn's team doing. They get a counter kill on a Witch Slayer. Now, Wretched Hag did die in the first place. Bubbles trying to survive. He's going to shell surf deeper into the jungle, and he does have a homecoming stone. You see a power throw going to be used right there, but completely wrong direction. So Moonmeander will be fine. In fact, he's hanging around because he has support coming in Tempest. And I was going to mention, Tempest does have that portal key now.
Yep.
He actually has had that for a little bit. He went that right after the Ring of Sorcery. Still on the Little Red Booties here, as he's going to portal key in, use elementals, and they're going to make some push themselves. But what do you make of that? As Haxton also pushing the bottom lane straight into portal key here.
Oh, on the Tempest?
Tempest, yeah.
I think it's okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I would have gotten, actually. I would have got more team fight items. I think he wants to synergize it with all the blinks that he has now with the Shell Surf, the blink on B-Kid, as well as the blink ability on Haxerin.
Yeah.
But I would rather see him just a little bit more tanky, because there are a number of things that can take that Tempest ultimate off. I mean, especially that Aluna stun. Now, Aluna actually is not leveling that up. She did go 1 point in a Deja Vu for a little bit of a escape mechanism. But yeah, my point is that there's a lot of things that can actually cancel it between, well, it's actually really only Aluna and Polywog, now that I think about it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess it's not that bad. It's a fine pickup.
Rampage is charging the bottom lane right here. Now, the biggest problem with this is that you see Magebane blinking away. Magebane is going to be more than... I'm guessing he's charging Magebane, but he better just turn around now, because... is he really going to keep this going? Wow, he is still going. Does he really think he can get a kill right here? You see the blink at the last second. Now he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
What was Rampage thinking? That was just silly.
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know.
It's not like he had support nearby to maybe that was just Haxerin. The thing I was going to bring up, though, for the very beginning, because he charged, not only did he happen to be standing right on top of Ward of Sight up here at the top lane, but he charged in view of the creep wave that was there. So no matter what, the Legion team knew that he was charging towards that bottom lane. So just a very, very odd move by Sequence. You see PK in the middle lane using that portal key without even the silver bullet, just a double damage rune needed. And he actually takes out Polywog Priest. So, ooh, a big derpy moment there. You know, you can't have that against Complexity. You can absolutely not have that. And all of a sudden, just like that, now 19 minutes in, we got a 3,700 gold lead, 6,800 experience lead, and again, Hacks are at 490 gold per minute just about.
Yeah, he's farming very, very well. He's got about 1,000 or 1,100 gold saved up. He's got that Firebrand, going to obviously go for that Geometer Spain, which is a very, very sound pickup. It's pretty much all on Wild Soul's shoulders. He's been playing really, really well this game. Probusk is a fine player. He's one of the underrated players actually in the game. Very, very strong, and I don't think he gets enough credit. And he's playing very well. He's got that. He does have that Sword of the High. He's going to have that Mock at about, well, I think it's about 40 gold or so, 30 gold or so.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of good news there, but it's kind of hard to use that Mock against Magebane, especially once he gets that Geometer Spain. If he does get entangled, he can just, image out of it, and he'll be fine. But things are looking really good. B-Kid's playing well with that blink. Despite that kind of awful initiation right when he got it, he's been doing really, really well after that fact.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And
so, yeah, things are looking really good for Complexity. Magebane up to 517 gold per minute after clearing out a bunch of stacks and whatnot. So this is just looking, like a normal game for Complexity, to be honest.
He actually stole half the Ancient stacks over there for the Hellborn team, did Magebane. Now he's going to go over to the Legion side, which is triple stacked. However, in the middle lane, Franz in a little bit of trouble, and Power Throw on top of Wretchedak, using that Bat Blast on Haunt and everything pretty much, gets the kill. I mean, but it shows you a little bit. Glacius was able to tank a lot of the Wretched Hag's damage. Again, Wretched Hag Panty Planet, only level 8 here. Again, from the circumstances, it's not too surprising, but that's struggling for this Hellborn team, and they could really start using some levels out of her somewhere or the other. Polywog Priest at the top lane. He's going to try to chase Bubbles. Going to get the Hex off. No, he cannot see him. And so Moonmeander on Bubbles is able to get away. Who, just talking about Wretched Hag, he himself isn't doing the greatest. Level 9, 0-1 and 2 creep farm himself. You saw Rampage was charging in right there, but obviously forced to turn back. As they're going to group up, though. They do got level 2 Voodoo Wards now from Polywog, and of course Boo Boo, who is maxed out now, so he has the resistance as well here for Wild Soul and the rest of the team, and they're going to make a little bit of a push now. We'll see how the Legion team responds. So far, we got Chessie counter pushing the bottom lane down here on Tempest, and Haxerin going to go middle. This is what Complexity does, push the other lanes if you can't protect it, but they are going to lose this top tower, it looks like.
Yeah, that's actually an especially good move there by Chessie. He knows that Hax could not fight that at all, and actually some initiation there coming out on Architiger, B-Kid, as well as the Kelp Field on Wild Soul. Now, is he in his ulti form? Yes, he is, so he's going to be pretty tanky, but the ultimate comes out from Chessie. He does get 2 heroes caught in it, and Magebane's now in the party, doing so much mana burning on that Wild Soul. He uses the ultimate, very little damage, but it doesn't matter. Rampage gets caught in stuns from Tempest as well, and he will fall, I'm sure. Actually, he almost could kill Bubbles right there, but a good take cover there at the end, so this is just looking really, really grim now for FiT.
Moonmeander almost died twice there, actually. He almost died to Boo Boo with that Mocker Brilliance in the beginning of it. Barely died at the last second, though, and then I saw right there to Rampage. But able to survive. Yeah, the big case right there was The Hellborn team almost reacting too quickly to both the middle and bottom pushes that were going on. Both Wretched Hag and Polywalk Priest, he left before that fight even started, really at the last second. They had no wards. They had no CC. They had no level 4 electric jolt to be used from Polywalk Priest, and that was definitely a pretty big deal there for FiT. So when it seems like they start getting one or two things going here and there, all of a sudden Complexity just turns it on, and they just completely obliterate the team. So now we got a 7,300 gold lead, 12,000 experience lead, excuse me. And Magebane, the most important of it all, level 16, 564 gold per minute, and his items are showing for it. He's got the Abyssal Skull Rune Cleaver, and he's very close now to finishing that Geometer's Bane, of course, which you already stressed how powerful that it's going to be. And again, we're only 23 minutes into the game now. He needs to be a little bit careful here. You see the Hellborn team charging in. In fact, they're going to charge onto Franz. He does a sequence right there. The Graveyard's not going to miss as Rampage with the Ghost March is able to juke around it. Haxorn's still farming the Ancients while that's going on. He does finish it off. That's typical Ryzen for you. But he gets the job done. Witch Slayer, however, he's in a little bit of trouble. Rampage charging in comes Polywalk Priest, the Portal Key hacks, the double damage rune on top of the red power throw from Luna. Good combination right there. So again, a case here of FiT. Now they're coming back a little bit. So what will happen here after they make a little bit of a push here in the middle lane?
Yeah, I think Franzi is getting a little too out of position here. He's kind of having some unnecessary deaths that really don't need to be happening. They have a ward up here. He placed it even himself. He's just playing actually ahead of everybody, and when you're a Glacius like that, you really need to be playing more in the back. So not quite sure there. Chessie doing a great job. He's got his Striders, almost his Shrunken, maybe about 250 gold left until he gets his Shrunken, and when he has that, I really don't think there's nothing that can cancel it. So he gets that Shrunken, Tempest Ultimate, it's going to hit, it's going to go off, nothing you can do. You can maybe push book someone out, but there are no push books on this
I wonder
Hellborn team.
if Rampage's Q would actually, because I wonder if you can actually technically get close enough if he charges him to where the charge would actually go off and push him back to stopping it, but
I don't know.
I don't know if that, obviously the ulti, but he can't get next to him to ulti, so that wouldn't work. But
now, see, yeah, I used to think that Dark Lady couldn't cancel it with her charging strikes, but she actually can.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the same thing, but
yeah.
I'll find out in 6 minutes when everyone calls us idiots. And
very, very likely. You'll get spammed sure enough, and
yep.
We'll be told how dumb we really are. So Conquer, though, is dropping right here. This is a pretty big deal, of course. FiT is trying to do it. The wards were used even, so big commitment, but they fall back. So, ooh, FiT, they were committed, but they fall back. Big cooldowns used, and now the Legion team, they're going to kind of scout it out a little bit. You do see Boo Boo, of course, in the front lines with that Mock of Brilliance, keeping them occupied. Now, Wild Soul does also have a Soul's Bulwark, which he just picked up, I believe. Is he going to transfer to the Bears, the question. He is keeping it on himself, and currently defensive, actually, for the time being. So I wonder if that is going to change. Of course, it doesn't affect Kongor in the sense of offensively, so you can make sense for that, but you see sending back in Boo Boo, going to harass it a little bit, but our Legion team, again, playing very careful. We do have Witch Slayer jumping in. The Silver Bullet going to be zone. Rampage. Rampage still well alive. He's pretty damn taken. Tempest comes in. Oh. Tempest completely missing on ultimate somewhat, but he does actually catch a Luna. Wretched Hag also pulled in, and so it ends up doing a good amount of damage. Wretched Hag did get the Bat Blast off, but minimal damage happening. 4 players are dead. Hat trick coming out for Haxorin, and Wild Soul, the only one alive. He's just going to run away. His bear going to be a different story, actually. Boo Boo looks like will fall, and he will have to respawn it, which he can't. No, he just did. No, he can't, actually. It is on cooldown. So Conqueror is going to die right here, and it's like rinse and repeat, honestly, in this game. FiT has a couple of positive moments, and Old Sign Complexity just comes on through, annihilates them, and before you know it, once again, they're just well in the lead.
They're getting Magebane right now. I mean, that's all there is to it. If I had to put, like, how many times Complexity has picked this actually specific lineup, or even substituted Chessie's, the Tempest with Ophelia, it's got to be like close to 50%. I mean, it's very, very obvious what they do, and they do it well. They're just getting Magebane right now. He's got 620 gold per minute. This is just simply a fact. They actually had very poor, sloppy initiation there. They should not be going on Rampage. They didn't really have the damage to take him down that fast. Even with the Silver Bullet immediately, it did very, very minimal damage. Actually, Magebane getting tongue-tied here, but nothing's really going to happen with that. Yeah. Sequence is following with no mana. But yeah, their initiation was sloppy. The ultimate from Chessie was actually not that good. I think Hag even walked into it. He only got one person in the ultimate, and then Hag walked in. But it doesn't matter because you have a Magebane that has 615 gold per minute.
Yeah.
So they can afford to pretty much do anything they want. They can just honestly jump in and they'll just right-click and win team fights with this Magebane having as much farm as he does. And he's got another 3k gold saved up. I don't even know if he's bought anything. He's killing more stacked Ancients, and Moon is Leeching some experience right there. He's got that Neophytes book. Probably going to go for, I would probably say, a Storm Spirit. Just to add insult to injury, really. But this Mage Bane, level 19, 6 levels higher than anybody on the Hellborn team. It's just looking really, really grim, as I said before, for FiT.
Polywalk Priest got jumped, though. You see his life and his mana just disappear from a Geometer's Bane Mage Bane. It's just ridiculous. How the illusions obviously have that mana burn effect as well, and it just tears it through. And we also saw a case of Rampage. Actually, he saw Mage Bane, he put his charge on him, but Mage Bane used a Geometer's Bane, so of course it stopped. And then his illusions just eliminated Rampage's mana in a matter of a second or two. So just the illusions alone, again, it's just so powerful. Powerful of an item on a hero like Mage Bane. 3,800 gold saved up, like you said yourself. I mean, really, what is he going to go for? He could go for a Codex here, and it really wouldn't matter too much. In the end, it seems like. But our Hellborn team obviously going to keep fighting. This is game 1 in the best of the 3 FiT. Their tournament lives are on the line here. They are very aware of that going into this match. If they lose, it's 100% over. If they win, it's not guaranteed by any means. Still very, very slim chances even for that part. But they need to win to have even remotely a chance of moving on. So complexity, though, this is a reason why they are undefeated coming into this matchup. There's a reason they're got a great sponsorship, obviously, and everything, because they're just that damn good. Polywalk Priest is going to jump in right here, but out comes that Calfeld. He's going to try to get away. Not going to happen, though. Shrunken Head activated on a Witch, so you're just going to pound on auto attacks in the Graveyard Sun to finish off Polywalk Priest. Wretched Hag gets caught in the midst of it all as well. The Glacial Downpour doing a lot of damage, and it just seems like FiT completely was scattered in that fight. Just really couldn't do too much. Rampage is trying to charge away to save his life even. He is going to be successful with that, but again, the coordination just not there. He's going to pull in Mage, but I don't know if that even helps you necessarily, though. He is going to be locked down and anyways killed after. And I wouldn't be surprised to see FiT busting out some GG concedes here in the near future, because it's clearly over at this point. Complexity is just way too powerful, and you just don't really have too much to stop it. Yeah, there's literally nothing that FiT can do now in this game, even with the Wild Soul. Wild Soul's Probusk is doing a great job, but I really got to question Sequence in this game. He had the complete free farm up top, and also a little bit just that whole lane Sequence and Archie Tiger, they did not control that lane well. But at the same time, you look at the bottom, Franzi and Haxerin control the lane perfectly. Hag was able to get nothing. I mean, she really got nothing. That on top of the fact that Hag is just a horrible suicide hero. Yeah. And look at the involvement of, specifically I want to say Panny and Sequence. 0-4-1, so he's been involved. Now granted, there are only 7 kills on their side, but he's been involved in 1 kill. Sequence, who had the free farm, and the Rampage, who we talked about needed to be more aggressive and more active in this game, specifically because you're dealing with a Mage Bane. He's 1-6-1. 2 kills.
He's 1-6-1. He's had
Doombringer.
And Doombringer.
Sorry, it's worth cutting you off.
Oh, no, that's fine. I don't blame you. Yeah, Doombringer now picked up on Mage Bane.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Was it over already? Yeah, but why the hell not? Haxerin just obviously having fun with it. It's going the Doombringer. He does have a token of life, so just in case. I mean, wouldn't that be something? Even if they kill Mage Bane and they get the Doombringer, say on the Rampage even, or the Wild Soul, really, would that even be enough to come back? I don't think it would be, as funny as that sounds, but the complexity is just playing too well right now. They got the Mage Bane carry. They've got great team support around him. Only 30-plus minutes into the game, 652 gold per minute. Obviously, his items are showing that, and he also did show that Doombringer, so Hellborn side, maybe that's what they're going to go for now. Okay, so let's just get a lucky kill on him somehow. Well, not only once, but twice. Of course, having that token of life, and then get that Doombringer and see if we can make a comeback. Yeah, probably not going to happen, but Mage Bane pushing it in. Here's the rest of the team. Graveyard Sun attempted with the Portal Key B-Kid. Playing that Witch Slayer, not going to happen, though, as the Hellborn team just a little bit too quick. So seems like FiT just waiting for that one last opportunity to see what they can make happen, but really, the realistic chances just aren't really there here.
Yeah, I mean, this is I don't know really why they're staying in the game. They're just trying to end this very, very quickly. And actually, initiation comes out from B-Kid, and here we go. Tempest Ultimate goes on to Aluna and Hag. The Bubble Silence to follow up, and just so much damage being dished out. Oh, God. Champion of New Earth hat trick coming out for Haxerin, and this is probably GG if it wasn't before. Look at how much damage he's doing to that defense tower. Just does so much damage. The glyph coming out when no one is attacking it. Okay. And, yeah, this is pretty much over, Breaky. Yeah, he's going to blink in right here. He's going to go for the Annihilation! Oh, Moon Meander takes the kill, so well, that would have been the quad kill, so not even the Annihilation. But anyways, they get 4 players dead. Of course, Wild's the only one alive, but again, why FiT is even staying in this, honestly, is completely beyond me. But there we go. The GG well plays are being called. And that
should make it official here, as a concede vote is going to be coming out, and there we go, it is passed. So Complexity taking game 1 here against Better Looking Than You. So, but as we stressed, the really 2-1, 2-0, it really didn't matter in the end. So FiT, by all means, still in it. If they can somehow come back, then they have actually a chance of still moving on here from the group stages. But Complexity, there's a reason, like I said, they're 5-0. They've been looking so good lately here in this DreamHoN event. They know what's on the line, not only the money, but the trip to DreamHack Winter 2012. They are here to win, and once again today, they showed that. Only game 1, but still looking very dangerous here against FiT.
Yeah, and again, the thing that I think is ironic and kind of funny is Penny actually said in the interview going into this, he goes, we know exactly what they do, and we've been watching them, but they still do what I think is just very, very weak strategy against them. If they know, and I think pretty much everyone knew what their lineup and their lanes were going to be, but they threw a suicide hack against it. I'm just still kind of baffled about that. There's ways to, Mage Bane tri-lane is not the scariest when they have a Tempest. It's very easy to counter. All you got to do is man up. That's all you got to do. But, Complexity, again, they brought their game. They did exactly what Moon said. They're going to do what they're going to do. They banned the cheesy stuff, and they executed it well. So that's why they are really the top team in the world right now.
Yeah, you can safely argue that. So Penny and FiT, obviously, they have some very tough decisions to make here in Game 2. Obviously, it starts with that picking stage. Where will they go? Going to be a big question. It's funny because we saw that Rampage pickup, and you right away, you actually not only were saying I wouldn't be surprised if they pick it up, but it is a great pickup.
Yeah.
So, and sure enough, they win. It's not too often you get to hear that, and it definitely had potential there, but he did spend a little bit too much free farming, it seemed like. You stressed at the beginning, he needs to at least move around. That is what Rampage is, let alone they're going up against a Mage Bean who's free farming. You cannot compete and farm with him. So, again, not that was the only mistake by any means for FiT, but it is still definitely a big one that stands out. It is unfortunate because I would have liked to see a Rampage actually be a lot more effective in a competitive game. But, wasn't really here today. FiT just got outplayed, even outpicked, even you can argue to an extent. But here we are, going to be going into game number 2, Trelf, with, of course, Complexity up 1-0. So on that note, guys, stay tuned, sit tight, tell your friends. Game number 2 is just around the corner. We'll be right back, guys.